believe that it's March already. I thought it was just February. And before that, I was like, I didn't think February was going to end. I didn't think January. But now we're already in March. Kind of crazy. Anyways, March is a special month called Women's History Month. So we've done some things for Black History Month, and we've done things for Latinx and Hispanic History Month and Native American Heritage Month. So this one will be focused on things that women have done and are doing right now. All right, I'm going to hand this off to some of my friends who are part of the Girl Scouts. All right, I'll see you all for the craft. Bye.
Hi, I'm Andy with Girl Scout, and I'm a Girl Scout Brownie with Troop 474 here in Morris. And I am reading the book Girls Can Do Anything. Girls come all in different colors and sizes. They delight and amaze us. They're full of surprises. Girls can do anything they want to do. And if you're a girl, you can do these things too. Girls can have long hair or short hair with spikes. Girls can ride scooters, skateboards, and bikes. Girls can wear pants or board shorts or dresses. Girls can be neat or make wonderful messes. Girls can be scuffy or muddy and fragrant. Like people on TV, girls can look radiant. All girls are different, but one thing is true. There's no other girl on this planet like you. Girls can play soccer, basketball, or catch, or score lots of goals in ice hockey match. Girls can climb mountains and other high places and winning golden medals in all sorts of races. Girls are amazing, so shout it out loud. I'm a girl. I'm fantastic. I'm strong, brave, and proud. Some girls like numbers. Some prefer writing. Some girls find science or music exciting. Some girls are skillful with pom-poms and glue. But all girls are brilliant, and that includes you. Now here is a secret in the whole world should know. Girls get more awesome the older they grow. Some protect tigers or heal people's pets. Some want to be zookeepers or farmers or vets. Girls can drive trucks to haul heavy loads, or build fancy houses, or dig up the roads. Girls can be brave, like this firefighter here, rescuing people when danger is near. There's a kitty stuck in the tree over here. Can you see it? Girls can be gentle, and girls can be rough. You can count on a girl when things get tough. Girls are amazing, so shout it out loud. I'm a girl, I'm fantastic, I'm strong, brave, and proud. Now, how many girls have invented a way to make people's lives a bit better each day? They discovered the causes of coughs, spots, and sneezes, and learned how to treat many nasty diseases. There's a couple people here. You see them? These ones. These people. A girl can explore in a hot, jungly place. Float in a rocket ship way out in space. Girls can fly planes or dive under the sea. Girls can be anything. Yes, girls can be anything they want to be.
Just where their hair's done.
A girl can find clues to help stop tricky crimes or speak out for others at difficult times. When a girl is determined, she always succeeds. Her courage and strength are what everyone needs. Girls are amazing, so shout it out loud. I'm a girl, I'm fantastic, I'm strong, brave, and proud. And the girl I love best in the whole world is you. Dream big, special girl. Tell me, what will you do? On this page of peace and love. I saw a couple pages ago. And that's the end of the book. There's a couple of good people in the end.
Hi, my name is Lily, and I am a Girl Scout senior with Troop 474. And I'll be reading A is for Awesome, 23 Iconic Women Who Changed the World. Hi, I'm Juno. There's a whole world of inspiring sheroes out there, and here are some of my favorites. Ready for some adventure? Let's go! A is for the awesome aviator Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. The stars seemed near enough to touch, and never before have I seen so many. Don't try to lessen yourself for the world. Let the world catch up to you. B is for Beyonce, singer, songwriter, actress, producer, and all-round Queen Bee. In order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. C is for the forever chic Coco Chanel, designer and OG girl boss. D is for Dorothy Hodgkin, a crystallographer who won the Nobel Prize for succeeding in the impossible. We are here not because we are lawbreakers. We are here in our efforts to become lawmakers. E is for the defiant suffrage Emmeline Pankhurst, who helped women win the right to vote. When anyone tells me I can't do anything, I'm just not listening anymore. F is for the flamboyant and fierce Flojo, the fastest woman of all time. To create one's world in any of the arts, take courage. G is for the groundbreaking artist Georgia O'Keeffe, mother of the modernist art movement. I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors can't say. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger. H is for Harriet Tubman, the brave abolitionist who helped hundreds of slaves to freedom. I is for fashion legend Iris Appeal, who proves that your own style is the best style of all. When you don't dress like everybody else, you don't have to think like everybody else. J is for chef and author Julia Child, whose zest for French cooking inspired millions. Learn from your mistakes, be fearless, and above all, have fun. Courage is when you have a choice and you choose to be courageous. K is for Katharine Graham, the formidable first female publisher of the Washington Post. L is for Lucille Ball, comedic genius and the first woman ever to run a major television studio. When the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. M is for Malala, whose rallying cry for equality and education was heard around the world. I'll tell you what freedom is to me. No fear. N is for the tempestuous and talented Nina Simone, singer, songwriter, and activist. O is for Oprah, self-made television icon. Philanthropic role model. The list goes on. I wish you courtesy and confidence, and I wish you ethics and enlightenment. I wish you guts. P is for Pat McGrath, makeup maestro and businesswoman. Creativity is the most important skill. Don't be scared to experiment. I'm not afraid of anything. Q is for Queen Elizabeth I, whose quick wit, strategy, and tenacity brought a golden age to England. R is for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Supreme Court Justice and Queen of Dissent. Fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. S is for Sacagawea, interpreter and guide for Lewis and Clark's historic expedition. I believe that if you'll just stand up and go, life will open up for you. T is for rock and roll superstar Tina Turner, who holds the record for the most concert tickets sold by a single performer. U is for Ursula K. Le Guin, prolific and prize-winning science fiction author. We read books to find out who we are, what we ourselves are and may become. V is for Venus, Roman goddess of love, beauty, and victory. W is for Wu Zetian, the one and only female emperor in Chinese history. X, Y, and Z are for extraordinary you and the zillions of brilliant, brave adventures you will have. Thanks for listening.
Hi, I'm Anya. I'm from Troop 474. And today we'll be reading Malala's Magic Pencil by Malala Yousafzai. Let's get started. Do you believe in magic? When I was younger, I used to watch a TV show about a boy who had a magic pencil, and if he was hungry, he drew a bowl of curry, and it appeared if he and his friends were in danger, he drew a police officer. The boy was a little hero, always protecting people who needed help. How I wanted a magic pencil too. If I had a magic pencil, I would use it to
Put a lock on my door so my brothers couldn't bother me. Stop time so I could sleep an extra hour every morning. Erase the smell of the trash dump near our house. And I would use it to make other people happy. I would draw the most beautiful dresses in the world for my mother, the best buildings in the valley for my father, so he could open many schools where children can study and study for free. A proper ball so my brothers and I no longer had to play with an old sock stuffed with rubbish. Every night before I went to bed, I wished for a magic pencil of my very own. And every morning I would wake up and check my cupboard, but the magic pencil still was never there. One day I was throwing away potato peels, eggshells at the dump. I was wrinkling my nose, swatting away flies, and making sure I didn't step on anything dirty in my nice shoes. When I saw the girl about my age sorting trash into piles, nearby boys were fishing for metal scraps using magnets on strings. When my father returned home from work, I told him about what I'd seen. It made him sad. "Abba," I said. "Yes, Johnny," he said back. "I always liked it when you called me dear one." "Why haven't I seen that girl in my class?" "Because," he said. But he didn't finish right away. "Because, Johnny, in our country, not everyone sends their daughters to school. Some children must work to support their family. Those boys will sell the metal scraps they find. If they went to school, their families would go hungry. School is my favorite place, but I never considered myself lucky to be able to go." My father had always said Malala will live free as a bird. Now I wonder how free I'd truly be. That night I thought about families who didn't have enough food, and the girl who couldn't go to school, even about how when I was older, I would be expected to cook and clean for my brothers. Because where I came from, many girls weren't allowed to become what they dreamed of. I knew then if I had a magic pencil, I would use it to draw a better world, a peaceful world. First, I would erase war and poverty and hunger. Then I would draw girls and boys together as equals. Over the next few years, instead of wishing for a magic pencil every night, I worked hard in school every day. I wanted to be one of the top students in my class. But soon, powerful and dangerous men declared that girls were forbidden from attending school. They walked the streets of our city. Now they carried weapons. One by one, girls stopped coming to school. "Abba, where are all the students? They don't feel safe here anymore, Johnny. How could a few men stop all the girls in our valley from going to school? More people knew what was happening to us. I thought they might help." Wishing wasn't enough. Someone needed to speak out. Why not me? I wrote about what it felt like to be scared to walk to school and how some of my friends had moved away because of the threat they faced in our city. I wrote how much I loved school and how proud I was of my uniform. Once I started writing, I didn't stop. I wrote speeches and traveled around my country. Sharing my story, I even talked to a reporter from a famous international newspaper. People actually wanted to learn about my life. I spoke for all the girls in my valley who couldn't speak for themselves. My voice became so powerful that the dangerous men tried to silence me, but they failed. And now my voice is louder than ever. Louder because people have joined me, and together we make a chorus, standing up for what we believe. We raise our voices for those in need. To help people in danger, even if they are an ocean away. Think of the world as family. Do you still believe in magic? I do. I wrote alone in my room, but people all over the world were reading my story. Millions now know and help me spread the message of my hope. I had last found the magic I was looking for in my words and in my work. I am Malala. I have always wished I could make a world a more peaceful place. And every day I work to make my wish come true. One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. The end. And on the cover of the book, on the front, there's a little circle here saying winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. The end.
Hello, my name is Chloe, and I am a brownie in Girl Scouts, and I will be reading Sonia Sotomayor.
Sonia Sotomayor. Me llamo Marcela y voy a leer la parte bilingüe en español del libro Sonia Sotomayor.
You never know what can happen. Sometimes the most beautiful windflower blossoms in an unexpected place on a chain link fence near broken glass near to an abandoned building watered by someone whose name you might not even know. So here we have a picture.
Okay. Uno nunca sabe lo que puede suceder. A veces la más hermosa campanilla puede florecer en un lugar inesperado. Una cerca metálica con vidrios rotos alrededor junto a un edificio abandonado regada por alguien cuyo nombre a lo mejor se desconoce.
And sometimes the most amazing person blossoms in just such a place as well. So it was with a little girl named Sonia. Her blossoming began with her mother's love and hard work.
Y a veces la más asombrosa persona también puede florecer en tal lugar. Así sucedió a una niñita llamada Sonia. Su florecer empezó con el amor y el arduo trabajo de su madre.
How Sonia's mother loved her. She worked night and day and night as a switchboard operator, just so she could pay for Sonia's and her brother's private schools. She had never made it past the 3rd grade when she was a girl, but she sure wanted her children to.
Oops. Ay, cómo quería a Sonia su madre. La señora trabajaba noche y día y noche como operadora de teléfono solo para poder pagar las escuelas privadas a Sonia y a su hermano. Su educación no pasó del tercer grado, pero como quería a sus hijos que sus hijos sí lo lograran. Sí, we skip a page. This one.
They lived in a public housing project in a part of New York called the South Bronx, a place where most people had precious little money, and Sonia's family was no different, with only their mother to support them.
La familia vivía en proyectos residenciales públicos en una sección de la ciudad de Nueva York llamada el South Bronx, donde la gente tenía escasísimo dinero y la familia de Sonia no era diferente, con solo la madre para mantenerlos. Okay, so what's going on, Chloe? Can you tell us a little bit about the book so far?
So they're a little bit poor,
Mm-hmm.
and the mom is supporting them and getting money for their public schools.
So she works a lot so that they can go to like good schools, right?
You see, Sonia's father had died when she was 9 years old, leaving just an empty chair and much sadness.
Es que el padre de Sonia había muerto cuando ella tenía 9 años, dejando en herencia una silla vacía y mucha tristeza.
That's her dad.
Mm-hmm. So he passed away when she was only 9 years old.
But you can't get into sadness when your children need to eat. This is why Sonia's mother worked, and they then came home and cooked pork chops.
Mm-hmm.
To Zonia, this was heaven. Oh, how she loved her mother. I have no idea what that pork is good or not.
Pork chops, they're good. They're really tasty. Pero uno no se puede dejar llevar por la tristeza cuando sus hijos tienen que comer. Así la mamá de Sonia trabajaba y cuando regresaba a casa cocinaba chuletas de cerdo, una delicia para Sonia, ay como quería ella su mamá. Pork chops are really good.
When Sonia's mother wasn't cooking or working, she was studying. She wanted to become a nurse so she could be better wigs and help her children even more. While Sonia slept, sometimes her mother stayed up until midnight doing her homework. There was nothing she would not do to help Sonia or her brother. So here's the moon and her bedroom.
There she is studying. They're all asleep and she stays up.
There's even some poor people
Studying.
that only have one pair of clothes and they have to sleep with no clothes.
Yeah, and she's working really hard to help them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cuando la mamá de Sonia no estaba cocinando o trabajando, estudiaba. Quería ser enfermera y ganar mejor sueldo para ayudar a sus hijos aún más. A veces Sonia dormía y la mamá se quedaba hasta la medianoche haciendo sus tareas escolares. Nada, absolutamente nada dejaría de hacer para ayudar a Sonia o a su hermana.
Sonia left the world her mother gave her. Her mother and father were from Puerto Rico, and Sonia grew up surrounded by the tastes and sounds of Puerto Rican
Culture.
culture. A favorite meal was Spanish rice and beans, and she loved the big family parties where
Merengue.
music filled the air. Abinga.
Arriba.
Really?
Okay. Ahí están bailando, ¿verdad? Ajá, merengue. Sonia adoraba el mundo que su mamá le dio. Su mamá y su papá eran de Puerto Rico y Sonia se crió rodeada por los sabores y sonidos de la cultura puertorriqueña. Una comida favorita era arroz y habichuelas y adoraba las fiestas familiares donde la música de merengue llenaba el ambiente. Arriba y arriba.
On Saturday nights, Sonia's family and friends would get together while the grown-ups sat in one room playing dominoes. Sonia and her cousins played Loteria, a Latin American bingo game. Sonia's abuela would sort out the numbers while the grandkids marked their cards with check beans. Sonia's family surrounded her like a warm blanket.
Los sábados por la noche la familia de Sonia y sus amistades se reunían. Los mayores se sentaban en un cuarto a jugar dominó. Sonia y sus primos jugaban lotería, un juego como del bingo popular en Latinoamérica. La abuelita de Sonia anunciaba los números y los niños marcaban sus cartones con garbanzos. La familia de Sonia la rodeaba como un manto reconfortante. So where's families, Sonia's families coming from? You know?
They
Do you
are
remember? Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. And what did she like to eat?
Spanish rice and beans.
Okay.
And she was also surrounded by books, school books, library books, a set of encyclopedias.
Yes. Encyclopedias, that's a long word.
I won't say it. Her mother had saved all her pennies and nickels and dimes to buy, and when the school work was done, there was her favorite books, the Nancy Mystery Drew mystery novels.
Okay.
Now, this picture.
There
You
you
cannot
go.
see this
Okay,
one.
there she is reading too, right? She liked to dance, to eat, but also she had a lot of books. Y también la rodeaban los libros escolares, una enciclopedia que su mamá le compró con los chavitos ahorrados, y cuando terminaba sus tareas escolares, sus favoritos, las novelas de Nancy Drew.
That was backwards.
Sorry.
Nancy Drew was a girl detective who was always on the go, solving crimes. She was unstoppable. There's who Sonia wanted to be.
Nancy Drew era una chica detective, siempre en movimiento, resolviendo crímenes. Era imparable. Eso era lo que Sonia quería hacer.
But then something happened that made her change her mind. When she was only 8, her doctor sat her down and told her some bad news. She had a disease called
Diabetes.
diabetes. If you have diabetes, you have to take several shots and medicine a day for the rest of your life.
Pero entonces algo le hizo cambiar la idea. Apenas tenía 8 años cuando el doctor, there she is at the doctor, le sentó y le dio unas malas noticias. Sufría de una enfermedad llamada diabetes. Si alguien sufre de diabetes, tiene que inyectarse medicamentos varias veces al día por el resto de su vida. So what happened to Sonia?
She got a disease.
She got sick, right? Okay.
So maybe she wouldn't be Nancy Drew, but that didn't mean she couldn't be unstoppable. TV show was Perry Mason about a courtroom. Lawyer.
Así pues, no iba a ser Nancy Drew, pero aún podía ser imparable. Su programa favorito de televisión era Perry Mason, un abogado en la sala del tribunal.
There it is.
There.
Somebody, I don't know who it is. I think it's
So she got sick, but that didn't mean that she couldn't do something really cool. All right, let me fix that. Okay, there you go.
We're almost done. One episode ended with the image of a judge, the most powerful person in the
Courtroom.
courtroom. A light bulb went on above Sonia's head, and she knew she would becoming a judge, though that's not easy. Sonia knew she'd have to get ready good grades to become a judge. So while other kids may have been goofing off, Sonia was studying at her mother's kitchen table year after year after year after year. And
so what was Sonia doing while other kids were just playing?
she was studying.
She was
to be
studying.
a judge.
Exactly. Un episodio concluyó con la imagen de una juez, la persona de mayor autoridad en esa sala. A Sonia se le encendió un bolvillo en la cabeza. Sería juez. Pero llegar a ser juez no es cosa fácil. Sonia sabía que sus calificaciones tenían que ser excelentes para llegar a ser juez. Por eso, cuando los otros chicos perdían el tiempo, Sonia estudiaba en la mesa de la cocina de su mamá año tras año tras año.
Tras año.
Tras año.
There was 4 años.
4 años.
It paid off. By the time she graduated high school, she had won an award for being the very best student in the whole world. What an honor. And whole school. What an honor. You can't imagine how proud her mother was. It was her daughter, her Sonia.
Ay, bendito.
Ay, bendito. What an honor.
Muy bien.
There she is. Happy, happy, proud.
She's so happy.
Her
Pero
eating paper.
mereció el esfuerzo. Al graduarse de la secundaria se ganó un premio por ser la mejor alumna de toda la escuela. ¡Qué honor! Ya podemos imaginar lo orgullosa que estaba su mamá. Esta era su hija, su Sonia. ¡Ay, bendito! ¡Qué honor!
Yes, her mom.
That's her mama. So proud of her. Look at her.
And the other people just look like people clapping in the clouds.
Yeah, they're all so happy for her.
Sonia's grades were so good that she was accepted at one of the very best colleges in America,
Princeton
University. This too was an honor, but Princeton was not the Bronx. Not the Bronx. Where were the subways? Where was the merengue music? Where were the people who looked like her? For the first time in her life, Sonia felt scared and shy and very, very out of place, almost like she was on a different planet. I would feel like I was in a different planet. Pretty much.
Las calificaciones de Sonia eran tan buenas que la aceptaron a una de las mejores universidades de América, Princeton University. Esto también era un honor, pero Princeton no era el South Bronx, donde estaban los subways, la música de merengue y la gente que se parecía a ella. Por primera vez en su vida, Sonia se sintió intimidada y tímida y muy fuera de lugar, casi como si se encontrase en otro planeta.
That must be scary. I think they're all white and she's black.
She's Latin, right?
Latin. During her first week, she heard a cricket in her room and it scared her. What was that strange insect? As it turned out, it wasn't in her room, but on a tree outside her window. Growing up In the projects, Sonia never had a tree outside her window.
That's weird. Look, what is this?
Cricket.
Ajá.
She'd never seen a cricket before.
Durante la primera semana, estando en su cuarto en el dormitorio, oyó un grillo y se asustó. ¿Qué era ese insecto raro? Pero no era en su cuarto, sino en un árbol frente a su ventana. En los proyectos residenciales públicos, Sonia nunca había tenido un árbol frente a su ventana.
I still think that's weird even. I don't
Right.
even know if they have trees there.
She didn't have a tree when she was little in front of her
And
house.
growing up in the projects, Sonia never had the sorts of
Luxuries.
her classmates took for granted. Granted, most of the Princeton kids had grown up taking tennis lessons and vacationing in Europe. They went skiing over Christmas break. Many of their parents and grandparents had gone to Princeton too. Sonia was awarded for being poor of being Latina of feeling inferior. Where was the warm, comfy blanket of her family? Oh, how she missed them.
So what's going on with Sonia? How does she feel?
She feels out of place, and she doesn't feel the warm blanket of her family. And she feels really sad because I think she got something because she was Latina.
She feels different and out of place.
And she doesn't play tennis.
That's right. So her classmates were all, they had money and they could have things that she never did, right?
Yeah, I don't know how many clothes she has, but she is pretty poor.
Y criada en los proyectos residenciales públicos, Sonia nunca había disfrutado de los lujos que para sus compañeros de clase eran de lo más natural. Casi todos los chicos de Princeton habían tomado lecciones de tenis y pasado vacaciones en Europa desde muy jóvenes. Esquiaban durante las vacaciones de Navidad. Los padres y los abuelos de muchos también estudiaron en Princeton. De repente, Sonia se percató de que era pobre, de que era latina, de que se sentía inferior. Donde estaba el reconfortante manto calientito de su familia, ay cuánto los echaba de menos.
She must feel really sad because she's really poor. I think she's the only one poor in
that whole
university.
Okay.
Yeah. In similar shoes, many have gone back home, but Sonia was like a flowering vine that would not stop growing. She would not just survive this strange new world. She would thrive. She would spend her first summer break reading all the books she'd never had time to read before to make herself even smarter.
So she kept on reading, huh? En su lugar, muchos otros se habían regresado a casa, pero Sonia era como la parra de flor que no se dejaba de crecer. No solo sobreviviría en este nuevo mundo raro, sino prosperaría. Pasaría sus primeras vacaciones de verano leyendo todos los libros no leídos antes por falta de tiempo para ser aún más lista. There she keeps on reading.
Yep. I think she's the most smartest person. I mean, instead of taking breaks and doing tennis lessons, she would become the head of a club for the handful of Latino students at
Princeton.
Here you go.
Llegó a encabezar un club para un puñado de estudiantes latinos en Princeton.
Oh, sure.
There you go.
She would push herself to the limbs, studying day and night and day at the library, and graduate with the highest honors of any student in her class.
Se esforzó hasta el máximo, estudiando día y noche y día en la biblioteca, y se graduó con los más altos honores de todos los estudiantes de su grupo. So she's doing almost the same as who?
Her mom.
Her mom.
Here we have it.
So she was studying a lot, just like her mama.
Success comes to those who make the most of the chances they are offered in life. Sonia did become a judge, and a good judge too. She was known for working very hard and always being very prepared for every trial. She was also known for having no patience for lawyers who weren't prepared. You better not mess with Judge Sonia. Yet she
we can't see you anymore.
Yet she was known for much more than this. They don't
So did she become a judge?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. El éxito es para quienes aprovechan todas las oportunidades que se les presentan en la vida. Sonia llegó a ser juez, y una muy buena juez, por demás. Era reconocida por trabajar muy arduamente y por estar siempre muy bien preparada para todos los juicios. También era por su falta de paciencia con los abogados que no se preparaban. Mejor es que no se metieran con la juez Sonia, pero asimismo había mucho más por reconocer.
Like many judges, she had grown up in
Poverty.
She had grown up as a Naravican, a child of Puerto Rican parents. She had seen things most other judges had not. People she'd grown up with had gone to jail. People she'd grown up with were poor, and many of them weren't as lucky as she had been. They'd had trouble learning to speak English, trouble finding jobs. Unlike many judges, she knew firsthand with prejudice was what it was to be judged for your background in the world of judges. This made Sonia very special.
A diferencia de muchos jueces, ella se había criado en la pobreza. Era nuyorican, hija de padres puertorriqueños. Había visto cosas que casi ninguno de los otros jueces había visto. Ciertas personas criadas junto a ella habían parado en la cárcel. Otros eran pobres y muchos no habían tenido la misma suerte que ella. Se les dificultaba aprender inglés y encontrar empleo. A diferencia de muchos jueces, ella sabía de primera mano lo que era el prejuicio, lo que es ser juzgado por tus antecedentes. En el mundo de los jueces, esto la hacía muy especial a Sonia. Whoops.
This looks like her mom.
Yeah, that's probably her mom.
So, I don't know if her mom actually went to jail.
No.
Oh, but Sonia, the very special judge, did not stop there. No. You see, Sonia was offered the chance of a lifetime. She was invited to the White House by none other than President Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Because President Obama.
Pero Sonia, la jueza especial, no paró allí. No. Es que a Sonia se le ofreció la oportunidad más grande de su vida. Recibió una invitación para ir a la Casa Blanca de parte del presidente Barack Obama, ni más ni menos.
President Obama had decided to nominate Sonia to the best job a judge could possibly have to a
To be a Supreme Court
justice. Justice is a very court judge.
Yeah,
A judge.
Okay.
The Supreme Court in the highest count in the nation.
Supreme
Count
Court.
Decisions help shape the law of the land. This was huge. Gulp. There had never been a Latin American on the Supreme Court.
There had never been a Latin American on the Supreme Court.
How strange this was. There was so many people of Mexican, Puerto Rican,
Dominican,
and
Cuban
descent, adding color to a great garden that is American. Why shouldn't all these people have someone who understands their lives on the Supreme Court?
She was
one of the most respected judges in the country. She was the perfect choice.
El presidente Obama. Aquí está Sonia Sotomayor con el presidente Obama. Había decidido nominar a Sonia para el mejor empleo que una juez puede desear, para ser magistrada. Magistrada es una palabra elegante para juez de la Corte Suprema. La Corte Suprema es el máximo tribunal en la nación. Las decisiones de la Corte Suprema ayudan, que dan cuerpo a la ley del país. Esto era enorme. Nunca había habido un latinoamericano en la Corte Suprema. Qué raro. Tantas personas de ascendencia mexicana, puertorriqueña, dominicana y cubana añaden colorido a ese grande jardín que es América. ¿Por qué no podría haber en la Corte Suprema alguien que entendiera sus vidas? Ella se encontraba entre los jueces más respetados en el país. Ella era la selección perfecta. Yes. Who's that?
There was an honor beyond anything Sonia, in all her beautiful flowery, had ever imagined. But at the announcement ceremony, Sonia spoke about her mother rather than herself. I have often said that I am all I am because of her, and I am only half the woman she is. Then, speaking straight to her mother in the audience, she said, "I thank you for all that you have given me and continue to give me." Her mother cried and cried. This was her daughter.
Yeah, that's what mamas do.
Here she is, but I think you're having a little trouble.
No.
Some trouble over this sentence.
It's okay. Esto era un honor que sobrepasaba todo lo que Sonia en toda su hermosa floración imaginaba, pero en la ceremonia de presentación Sonia habló sobre su madre en vez de sobre sí misma. Con frecuencia he dicho que yo soy todo lo que soy por ella y yo solo soy la mitad de la mujer que es ella. Luego, dirigiéndose a su mamá directamente, sentada en el auditorio, le dijo, te agradezco por todo lo que me has dado y continúas dándome. Su mamá lloró y lloró. Esta era su hija.
I think I see her.
That's a number.
It wasn't over though. There were some bumps on the path to the Supreme Court. A broken ankle, which didn't slow her down one bit.
Pero eso no fue todo. Habría ciertos tumbos en el camino hacia la Corte Suprema, un tobillo fracturado que no la detuvo en lo más mínimo.
And angry people calling Zena names like
Racist.
just because she was proud to be a Latina judge and not ashamed to say it. Look, she's older, but her mom is a grandma.
Yeah. Y gente enfadada que le ponía a Sonia apodos feos como racista por sentir orgullo de ser una juez latina y no avergonzarse en expresarlo.
And days of tough questions from a panel of 19 senators, a row of white faces, most of them male.
Y días de preguntas rudas. Ups. En un panel de 19 senadores, una hilera de rostros blancos, casi todos hombres.
But this didn't stop her. Nothing could stop Sonia, the Dynamo, but from the Bronx, from making history as the nations. First, Native American.
Latin
American Supreme Court Justice.
Ay, bendito.
You never know what can happen, especially when you water a flower.
Ajá. Pero esto no logró pararla. Nada pudo parar a Sonia, el dínamo de Bronx, para que hiciera la historia como la primera magistrada latinoamericana en la Corte Suprema. Ay, bendito. Uno nunca sabe lo que puede suceder, especialmente cuando se riega una flor.
So she was this young, and now she is this.
Sonia Sotomayor. ¿Está bien?
So that is it. I hope you like this story
About this judge.
Sonia
Sotomayor.
Mayor.
Gracias.
Bye.
Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed all the books that my friends read to you today. The next thing we're going to do is do our craft. So for our craft, we will need our parents' help, and we will need a box. Doesn't really matter what size of box. 2 Q-tips, like this. Yeah. A plastic cup that you're okay with putting a hole in, and a popsicle stick. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your parents' help to cut a hole in the plastic cup big enough so that your popsicle stick fits in. And then you're going to want to cut a hole in the side of your box big enough for the popsicle stick to fit in too. And then so you're going to put these two together like this. Then we're going to poke 2 holes in the top so that we can have our Q-tips fit in. Okay. So we're going to bend our Q-tips a little so that when they stick in, we can hold them with a little clap in here. Okay. So you see, I'm going to put this flap over. Oh, let's see. So, what I'm doing is I'm pushing this in like that. All right. And we have this. And now we can add some decoration to our very own thinking machine. All right. I'm going to add a little number gauge to mine. cheap. You can add all sorts of things. And then, so the way mine works, you can do yours a little differently if you want, is you put in stuff into this end, and then my thinking machine will figure out like the number that it is. This one's just, you know, a kind of pretend thing, but I think it's kind of neat. You can add some numbers, you can draw some stuff on it too if you want. But that's our little thinking machine. The real thinking machine is up here. Yeah. Anyways, I will see you either next week or the week after that. I think Grant might be seeing you all next week. All right. Bye, everyone.